Hello and welcome to 3 Secrets to a Pitch Deck That Sells Your Script online mini course by me, Anna Marie Davidson from the Text Files. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we're going to be covering in the course and a little bit more about me and some helpful resources that will help you create your pitch deck. Let's dive in. The hard truth. So 50,000 scripts are registered with the WGA every year, and only less than 20 specs are actually sold to studios. And you know that number is a lot higher because of all of the scripts that you and I currently have slowly perishing in our hard drives. And obviously the number 20 doesn't account for writers getting hired on shows, writers getting hired to make movies, but the stats are pretty staggering. And I would also argue that there's never been a more difficult time to make a really good living as a TV writer or a screenwriter. We've got a lot of challenges facing us, from AI to streaming to lack of theatrical releases. So if you're in this game, whether you've written 5 scripts or 50, or this is your first one, you need to find a way to stand out from the pack. So what is a great way to do that? A pitch deck, obviously, and you know that because you're taking my online course. And I did design that cover, by the way. So why a pitch deck? Pitch decks are essential for getting your script noticed. It is way easier to sell someone on reading your script if they've seen a pitch deck and liked it. And let's face it, it's really hard to get somebody to read your script, even if you have representation. A great pitch deck is more than just visuals. It's about presenting your story in a way that captures attention and leaves a lasting impression. And what I really want to get you guys comfortable with is the truth that I've realized, that pitch deck creation is an extension of your voice as a writer, your storytelling, and your abilities. Ideas are like fish. If you want to catch little fish, you can stay in the shallow water. But if you want to catch the big fish, you've got to go deeper. By the late, great David Lynch. This quote was something that I took to heart when creating this curriculum. And I really thought hard about what I see a lot of writers get wrong in pitch decks, and the philosophy of going a little bit deeper really applies to all 3 lessons that we're talking about today. These are the 3 most important questions that you need to answer for the person that you are pitching your script to. Whether that is an agent, a producer, a director, a showrunner you're trying to get staffed on a show for. These are the 3 questions that your pitch deck needs to answer, and we're going to talk about how to do that today. The first one is, why are you the one to tell this story? And I know you've heard that a lot, but I think that most writers struggle with that, which is why I created a whole lesson on it. What will this look like on the big or small screen? Very important. And lastly, how can I sell this? And a lot of writers struggle with this because we are all creative brains and maybe not money brains. So I'm going to give you a super simple formula that will help you be able to sell your script and therefore empower the person you're pitching to go get it done. Now, just remember, the primary objective when making a pitch deck is to make it as easy as you can for the person you're pitching to say yes. So in addition to the 3 lessons we're going to have today, I have the introduction, which clearly we're in right now, and a conclusion. I've also included a downloadable free pitch deck resources guide PDF. It's going to have a lot of the links for the websites we're talking about today and a lot of great tutorials. Please check that out. It's going to have pretty much everything that I use on the daily to make my pitch decks. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, so who is this person? Who this person is? Hi, it's me, Anna Marie. I am a rep TV and movie writer with a feature film that I co-wrote in development, and that film was optioned from the pitch deck alone. I got my start making decks working in advertising, and I made decks every single day and was pitching to Fortune 500 companies all the time. I got laid off, and I took my skills and applied them to making pitches for my own screenplays. And before I knew it, writers I knew who saw my decks would ask me if they could pay me to make theirs. So that is how my business was born. I now operate the Text Files, which is a writing resource blog. Please go check it out. And I also sell customizable Canva templates for writers, along with my bespoke pitch deck creation. And I do consultations on pitch decks as well. Really a one-stop shop for my pitch decks. Please go check it out. I will link it below. So now that we're friends, I would absolutely love if you gave me a follow on one or all of the social handles. Please let me know you took this course. It would mean a great deal to me as a small business owner. I'd really love to know who you are, what you write about, and let's talk about pitch decks. Let's talk about writing. Let's build community. It's the most important thing. All right, well, now you know what course you're taking, what we're going to be covering, and who I am. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this.